You shouldn't have come, Gillian.
I had to see you.
Well, now you've seen me.
Ryan, listen, about what happened in court this morning. I'm really sorry. If it hadn't been for me, the judge would have maybe thrown out the DNA charges and you might have been free.
You were under oath. You had no choice.
Then you're not angry?
Visiting hours are over. You can go.
No, there's a few more minutes left, and I have some news.
You know what? I'd really rather not hear it, Gillian.
This is good news, I hope. I spoke to your friend Braden, and he said that he spoke to Kit, and he thinks he might have convinced her to drop the rape charge.
How? What did he say?
I have no idea. Something about friendly persuasion. And just in case doesn't work, Dimitri and I also have a plan.
Dimitri?
He hired some private investigators to try and find the man who slept with Kit that night, knows maybe even raped her.
No, you can't do this.
Why not?
Because it's too late, Gillian.
But you haven't been convicted, and Dimitri believes you're innocent, just like me and Hayley and Tad and everybody who can see through that bleach
You don't
blonde.
understand, Gillian.
Listen, if you're worried about the money, Dimitri's rich, and he wants to do it for me and for us.
No,
because
this is not about the money, Gillian.
If you want to, I can find a job, and we can pay him the money back. But I'm not gonna let you hang in the wind.
Nobody's letting me hang in the wind, okay? But just please stop trying to help me.
No.
And tell Dimitri no private investigators. None. No investigation.
Ryan, why are you doing this? Dimitri's trying to help you.
Because it's too late, believe me.
There hasn't been a trial.
Well, there's not going to be a trial.
I thought in this country everybody had the right to a fair trial by their peers.
Gillian, I confessed.
What do you mean?
I mean, I haven't been straight with you. With you or with anybody else. I did have sex with Kit Fisher that night.
Look, Chrissy, you know that a trial's not going to be a hot day at the beach.
It's gonna be unbearable. Not just for me, but... Well, you heard what Trevor said. He's gonna make sure that the jury finds out about my lurid past. And look, I don't want my nieces and nephews to find out about all the bad things that I've done. Not that way.
Then I'll ask for a closed courtroom.
You can't do that, Jack.
Watch me, Trevor. I'll show you how it's done.
It's going to leak out.
It's gonna leak all over the place. This is a big trial, Jack. You're the big-time DA defending the poor long-lost sister. Think about it, nepotism.
What about you, Jack?
What about me?
What if this backfires? Because you didn't recuse yourself. Because you insisted on prosecuting a case that involved a relative.
Listen, you don't worry about that. If that happens...
Hey, next election, boom, you're out.
You like nothing better. Well, it ain't gonna happen.
No,
my friend.
I like you as DA, but I would think about that.
10 years is a long time in prison, Jack. But you said you'd stand by me no matter what.
Absolutely.
Well, this is what I want.
You're sure about that?
I'm positive.
Hey, you heard the lady. Take the deal and run.
Uncle Trev!
No, don't cut any deals. Ryan did not rape her. His confession was bogus.
Raquel, I can't condone what you did. You put Mateo and Hayley through a night of hell. When your child is missing, you imagine all sorts of hideous things.
Well, they were taking my son away.
I understand. You were desperate. And I can relate to that.
You can?
Yeah. There was a time when Maria tried to take Sammy away from me. I found them at the airport. She was trying to leave the country.
Maria did that?
Yeah, Maria did that.
Why?
Because Sammy's natural mom reneged on the adoption, and she wanted him back. And so Maria figured desperate times called for desperate measures. Mateo, you remember that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
I'm not trying to take Max away from Raquel. You can visit anytime you want. Okay?
I'm his mother, Mateo. Max has been with me his whole life. He's not going to be happy with visits.
She's got a point, you know. You gotta put the kid's interests first.
I do.
Okay. And you also gotta try to be compassionate to the mother. I mean, she only did what she did out of love. Believe me. Look, you haven't been a father that long. And when you feel your child is threatened, you do crazy things. Just try to see it from Raquel's point of view.
I don't want to hurt you. Or Max. Okay? Ever.
Thank you,
I'm just
Mateo.
trying to do what's fair and square. Okay? But I need you to be fair with me. Deal?
Okay.
All right. So, what about this? I agree to share custody with Max. Right? You agree to give me a divorce.
Being reunited with you and our son as a family. It's been my dream for the past 5 years.
It's not my dream.
Well, it's Max's dream. Having his mother and his father together. You're gonna break his heart.
Me? Raquel, you're not doing him any favors by letting him think that we're gonna get back together or that things are gonna change between us, because it's not.
Look, I was raised like my mother and father. Like your parents, too. Believing that you marry once, only once, in a lifetime. And if you have problems, you work them out. You don't just cut and run.
We've been through this 100 times. I don't want to be with you. I just want to be with Hayley.
Well, what about what Max wants, huh?
She's great with Hayley. She's great with Max. I mean, she's crazy about Max.
Well, Hayley is not his mother. I'm his mother. I am the one who loves him and takes care of him, and she will never replace me,
She's
okay?
not
As
trying to
much as she
replace
tries.
you. She wouldn't want to do that.
Even if she can never have children of her own.
Don't make me play hardball with you. I want out of this mess. I really do. I just want out.
Mess?
Yeah.
You call our marriage and our child a mess?
Oh, you always do. Why? No, I'm not talking about you and Max. I just want us to both go our separate ways and try to find a way to make us happy.
Well,
that's it.
You know what? I'm sorry, Mateo. I'm really sorry. But if we do things your way, the only people that are going to be happy are you and Hayley. As far as me and Max are concerned. Edmund, I'm sorry. I should have never bothered you.
I just spoke to Ryan. There's no way he raped anybody.
You know, Hayley, I kind of like you, but I am getting awfully sick of you sticking that little nose.
How do you know it was bogus? Did he say so?
No, not exactly.
Oh, well,
but
not exactly. Good. Look, I'd like to get this wrapped up. Can we go home?
If you didn't say so, how do you know?
Ryan and I lived under the same roof for a long time, and we've gotten to know each other, and I got the distinct impression that he was covering something up.
Covering something up.
Doesn't it strike you as odd, Jackson, that all of a sudden he does this complete 180? Weeks he's swearing up and down that he's innocent, and now he's not? What does that mean?
Maybe somebody's got something on him.
Yeah, or maybe he knows who the real rapist is and he's covering up for him.
Oh, for Christ! The real rapist is Ryan Lavery.
Jackson, listen to me. Couldn't you go to the guards and find out who's been to see him? They have a sign-in sheet, right? Couldn't you, like, look at the list or talk to the guards and find out if they heard anything, if they saw anything? Come on, Jackson, in the name of justice, couldn't you do this one thing?
Mr. Hendricks?
Yes.
Hi. Mrs. Lavery asked me to fill in for her. She had another appointment she had to get to. My table's right over here. Would you care for a drink?
No, thanks. I'm sorry, your relation to Mrs. Lavery?
Well, we've both been working together on her husband's case. And Mr. Merrick suggested that we meet. So, what have you come up with so far?
Not a whole lot. We've been focusing on Ms. Fisher or Miss Montgomery or whatever she's calling herself these days. She's got a long list of aliases.
May I?
Be my guest.
Thanks. So you haven't come up with any other suspects yet?
Not yet. Up until now, we've been operating under the theory that Miss Montgomery was lying from the start, and that her brother has been stacking the deck against Mr. Lavery.
Is there any proof of that?
No. I checked out the lab tech who did the DNA test. It came up clean. So now we start looking for other suspects.
Well, actually, that won't be necessary. Mr. Merrick informed me that we will no longer be needing your services.
Really? That's funny because I got the feeling he was real anxious to get to the bottom of this.
Well, we have reason to believe that no crime was committed, and that the charges against Mr. Lavery are about to be dropped. So, what do we owe you for your time?
I usually send Mr. Merrick a bill.
Really? Well, let's see here. Will this cover it?
I hope you're right about this, Mr. I'm sorry. What was the name again?
You hope I'm right about what?
That no rape was committed, because if it was, I'd like to nail the guy personally.
No need, Mr. Hendricks. I give you my word on that.
I still have the touch.
Sorry, I'm afraid he's not here.
How could that be? I just spoke to him a couple minutes ago.
Well, you see, I had to send him out to get a prescription filled for me. I've come home with the most appalling headache.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Nelson. If you want to go upstairs and lie down, I can wait here by myself.
No, that's really quite all right. As a matter of fact, I want to talk to you, Amanda, about the letter.
What letter?
The letter that Jenny wrote to Greg. I think you have it. That's why you're here.
How do you know about that?
Well, never mind about all that. What's important is that Greg must never read that letter.
Mrs. Nelson,
Well, you see, Jenny has always caused him such a lot of trouble, and now if he reads this little declaration of her love, it's just going to give him grief.
How do you know what's in the letter? It's sealed.
Oh, well, I discovered that she had written such a letter declaring her love for him and all that, and I'm sure this is that letter.
Yeah, that's the letter. I know what's in it. She did declare her love for him.
Then naturally, you're not going to give it to him.
I have to, Mrs. Nelson.
Amanda, listen to me. I appreciate that you are a very honest young lady. But in this case, honesty will only lead to bitter circumstances. So it's best if you give me the letter. Amanda, give me the letter. Please.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Liza.
Hello.
I don't believe I've met your friend.
Oh,
Well,
no.
aren't you going to introduce us?
Gil. Gil Barrett's the name.
How do you do?
Oh, come on, Gil.
May I offer you both some tea?
Oh, I don't think we're interested in tea, Mother.
But, thanks anyway.
You know, I think I'm going to show you our game room. Daddy's pool table is really exciting to see.
Oh, really? Really? Well, just how long will you be showing him Daddy's pool table, Liza?
Well, I don't know, Mother. It depends on how many games we want to play.
Hello, Ruth.
Oh, Mary.
Please come in. I've made some tea.
Oh, how nice, but you really shouldn't have bothered.
Oh, it wasn't any bother. May I take your coat?
No, I'm not going to stay that long.
Well, what is it that you have on your mind?
Well, I'd like to talk to you about Liza and Tad.
You know, your mother really hated the idea of not being mother of the bride at your wedding. She had been looking forward to it so much.
Listen, would you mind filling in for her?
Oh, Jenny. What a lovely question.
Well, if it's all right with you, I was going to tell Olga that from now on to treat you as my mother as far as all the wedding party arrangements go and everything.
Well, I would just be thrilled. You know, it's not very often that I've been mother of the bride.
Well, I would be thrilled too. Mainly because you've always been there for me every time I've needed it.
Sweetheart, the joy has been mine. Tell me something, Jenny. What are your plans going to be once you're married? Are you going to stay with Olga Svensson?
Well, yeah. Well, we're going to look for an apartment, but we've got to find the right one, and a lot of things to take into consideration there.
Yeah. I guess you'll want a fairly big one to start a family, huh?
We really haven't discussed that one very much.
Why not?
I don't know. Just haven't.
Jenny, you always loved the idea of having a family.
Yeah, but that was different situation, you know, with Greg.
But it still is something I think that you have to discuss with your future husband.
Yeah, it is. You're right. But I think the main reason we haven't discussed it is because I don't think Tony's going to want me getting pregnant right away.
Well, how do you know if you haven't asked him?
Because Tony is very anxious for his career, and if I get pregnant, then that means that breaks up our modeling routine.
Oh, life is so strange, you know. Every time I thought of you walking down the aisle, I thought of you marrying Greg.
Yeah, I used to think that too, but I finally accepted the fact that Greg and I are through.
I won't give you the letter, Mrs. Nelson.
Why not? Surely then your conscience would be clear.
How? You'd only destroy it. I might as well rip it up myself.
Amanda, think. If Greg reads that letter, he will be miserable.
How do you know that? How do you know he won't be happy when he finds out that Jenny still loves him?
Well, what kind of love is that? Jenny is marrying Tony Barkley.
But according to
she has this whole big career thing going for her in New York City, and Tony is a very major part of that. And where does that leave Greg?
Well, it's not up to me to decide Greg's
Amanda,
future.
look. Greg needs a nice girl who is going to stay here and share his life and his experience in Pine Valley, where he belongs.
Jenny and Greg still...
Jenny and Greg are no more. She is marrying Tony. You want to destroy his life as well?
I don't care. I can only think of Greg, Mrs. Nelson.
Well, if you really think of Greg, Amanda, if you really love him, you will do as I say.
Hi, Minnie.
Hello, dear.
Hi, here's your stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I'll take one of these right now.
Now, what is it you wanted to give me?
Ooh, I still have the touch.
Bye-bye.
You know, I'm actually beginning to enjoy this.
It's been nice getting to know you.